What's up, people? Hello. Hello, hello. How y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Hello, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Bootcamp. What's up, people? Alright, let's get it. So, welcome to the Bootcamp. Let me just move the camera a little bit up. There we go. Alright. You missed me? I missed y'all too. I hope you had fun last time though. So for the people that are new, this is the Bootcamp. Welcome, welcome. So, 1.5 hours of me nicely trying to teach you all some 3D. And today's subject is gonna be texturing. And I'm Ono, I'll be your host today. So welcome everybody. And ground rules before we start. Oh yeah, a little bit about myself too. I'm a student here at CADA, the school I go to, the people hosting the bootcamp. I'm in my 4th semester right now, so if you have questions about the school, just ask away and I'll try my best to answer those. And in general, like all questions and stuff are more than welcome on the stream. If you have a question, there's probably a lot of other people that have the same question. So don't hold back. Whatever it is, just fire away in the chat. I'll do my best to help you all, right? Because we're doing it live. This is a live boot camp. So questions are the best, right? That's why we do it live. Here we go. How you all doing in the chat? Did you guys enjoy last time with Oliver? If you haven't already, there is a download link in the description of the stream, so get that stuff downloaded, boot up the scene, see how it looks. If you made an axe with Oliver, the last time, just open up that axe and then we'll texture that together. If you don't have an axe from last time, just download the scene in the description and you can texture that same axe with me today. It was a lot of fun. Oliver was nice. That's great. Awesome. Happy to hear it. It was probably fun making a single prop as well, because I always rush and try to do a whole scene and stuff. It was probably nice to get to do like a singular little thing. Okay. Sorry, glasses are a little bit. What up, Katrin? Okay, some familiar faces. So for the people that are new, usually I like to use emotes in the chat to figure out stuff about all of you, because this is supposed to be an interactive live stream, right? It's not a video, it's a live stream, so we might as well talk a little bit. So, if you've been here before, give me a hand up. I've been here before, so I'm gonna put my hand up. If you're completely new to the stream, give me a blue emoji. I'm completely new to the stream. Let's see what you guys are, where you guys are at. I've been here before. Okay. A lot of people coming. Some new people as well. That's all good. Alright, nice. Okay, happy to see it. A bit of a mix today. And is anyone here completely new to Blender? I mean, I'll take you all through the basics. For sure anyways, but if you're completely new, you can also let me know in the chat. Missed the session last Wednesday. Oops, that's okay. Just download the file. Alright, so once you guys have the file downloaded and up on your PC, it should look something like this. Only been to one stream before? Yeah, don't worry people, if you're completely new to Blender, completely new to the streams, me and Dwayne will take you through it, so don't you worry, we got you. Okay, so let me hear, how many are ready to go? Did this scene open up for you guys? Have you downloaded it? Do you have your own axe? So it's working for me, so I'm gonna put my hand up in the chat. I got it working. Don't want to lose anyone before we even started, you know? So let me know if you guys are ready to rock and roll and all that. Okay. It's not opening for me. I go super back, but I want to say that this was super useful for me. Thanks for this, bro. No worries, man. I'm happy you could use it for something. Ready. Okay, it's not opening for me. Alexandra, what's happening when you try to open it? Did anyone in the chat download the file and open that successfully? Like, do you guys actually have Oliver's axe that he made last time? And for the people waiting, what I would suggest doing is, well, we're gonna be texturing it, so maybe Google something like painted axe 3D or something. Find some cool reference that you want to use, or maybe get inspired by. If Flash is open, then closes. Other Blender files will work. Okay, so let me fix up something for you. So let's go desktop, Great Axe, FBX. Trying a little bit of a different soundtrack today. I hope you all don't mind it too much. We can only use royalty-free music on the stream, you know. So let's see here. Yep. Okay. Alright, I'll fix up a model file for you. There we go. So if you couldn't open the Blender scene for some reason, there is an FBX right here. So you can download this and then you just have to import it into your Blender. So if you go ahead and download that, you can just click File, Import, FBX, and then just double click it. You'll get it. Okay, I think most of us are ready to go. Let me know if that works. Technical know-how. I'll try my best. We've had people with problems before on the stream. That's no issue at all. We'll get it all fixed. Thanks. Is it working? I hope it is. Okay, people. So as always, I have this little thing in the bottom left corner. It's gonna tell you all what I'm clicking, what I'm doing. So to begin with, to rotate around our axe, we hold the middle mouse button. It is fully textured. Oh. Maybe he put materials on it, but we're gonna be texturing a little bit today. We'll see how far we get today. Even if it has a couple materials, we can, you know, put our own spin on it. I'll do that anyways, right? So middle mouse to rotate around, orbit around, shift middle mouse to pan around, control middle mouse to zoom in and out, or just scroll on your scroll wheel. Alright, that's great. Alexandra, just let me know if you have any issues and all that, and I'll walk you through it. Okay, all of that is good. If you do end up needing to make any corrections to your axe, whatever it may be, you have your tools out here on the left. Your movement, your rotation, your scale. Okay, I always go through this. Then you have information about your objects out here to the right. So if you move something out the way, you can reset the location back to 0 if you need to. And then over here is where you hide and unhide stuff. So I can see this is probably the reference that Oliver used, and so it is. So you can see he hid it out here. And you can also find stuff if things were named, like, oops. Yeah, you can rename stuff out here, hold up. X head. So if you ever need to find stuff, you basically have a long list of all the stuff inside your scene. So I'll just rush through the introduction because it's a texturing stream, and usually I go in depth about it in the modeling stream. But enough of all that. Underneath the outliner, we have the details. I feel like the music is a little bit loud. Hold up. We have the details panel here. It's called the properties panel. And this menu right here is what we call context sensitive. Fancy word for it changes whenever you click something new. So if you click a light, you can change the settings for the light and all that there. But if you click an object, you can change settings about that object here too. So if we want to make this thing look different, well, we have to go to the properties menu and change some stuff. Okay. So I can already see that Oliver has put some stuff on this X, right? So if we go into the rendered view up here in the top right, we can see that Oliver put like a metallic thing on it and like a brown shaft or something like that. And the way he's done that is by clicking whatever he wants to change, go over to the right side, you see? So it has to have an orange outline, that's the thing that's highlighted. And then you go over to the right, you have this little ball icon at the bottom called material. And that's where we change the material of whatever thing we have selected. So we can delete this thing with the minus, the material that's there already. We can click new, and then we have a fresh material that we can play with however we want to. So if you want to make a red axe for some reason, let's say it was made out of like, I don't know, some kind of plastic. It looks like a cheap toy axe you could get at like a kid's store or something for like a Halloween costume. You can do that. So you have a bunch of different settings down here for the material. And these are kind of like settings you would imagine a real material having. And this might sound a little bit weird for like, you know, if you've never done this stuff in 3D before, but we have all the settings that kind of like, they boiled down the settings of a real material to a couple of sliders in 3D basically, right? So the roughness, if we want it to look more shiny, it has to be less rough. That's kind of how that stuff works, right? So you can imagine my hat here, right? If you were to run your fingers across it, it would be more rough than the top of my headset. And that's why the top of my headset is more shiny. Okay. There's obviously a lot more stuff to real life materials, but that's kind of just how they're boiled down here. Okay, so if we want like a shiny plastic, we can lower the roughness here. And you see how it becomes a little bit more shiny. You can left click your light and then you can move it around if you want to see it interacting with the light. Okay. And you can always call it something, so we can call this one red plastic. And then we can go to the middle here. And in the drop down we can find the red plastic. And this drop down has all the materials that we made before. Now Oliver has made some materials here that we see. This is probably the shaft one. Oh, sorry. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ah, my bad. My bad, my bad. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yep, you can just double click here and you can rename it to something like red plastic. And yeah, so you can find it again if you need it on something else. So if you click another part of your mesh right here, you can click the little drop down and choose red plastic. And all the stuff that's here is, like I was saying before, all the materials that Oliver has made. So you have like a little list of all of them. Yep, I can't get the color to show. And the reason you can't get the color to show is probably because you need to be over here in the rendered view. So there's kind of like this normal default view is what you use to model stuff, right? So it's not gonna have like an accurate representation of what something looks like. It's gonna look the way that makes it the easiest for you to see the shape of something, right? And you have the render view here, where you actually have that accurate light. And you can see the colors and stuff. You can also change the render engine. If you want to be real fancy, you can get like a super accurate one. But Eevee is fine for now. Okay, I hope that helped you. Looks like it did. Great, great, great. Okay, so if you wanted it to be like a red metal, well, we're just gonna turn up the metallic slider and it kind of turns metal. Now metal looks a lot better when there's something for it to reflect. And we might see if we can, or if we have time to put in like an HDRI or something, which would be an environment. Because you know what makes metal look like metal is the fact that it's kind of like a mirror, right? It has a bunch of reflections in it. But if we're just in the grand nothingness, it's not gonna look like much when we make it metallic. It's basically just gonna turn dark, right? Because a mirror in like nothingness would just be black. Okay. And basically to start off with, that's what we can do. We can like pick a color scheme for our axe. So we could call this one like maybe brass 1. We try to create like a little brass material here. Okay. And then at the bottom we can just search for brass 1, and now they both have that brass. Maybe this top one has brass too. Something like that, right? And I think this is where the creative freedom comes in. Like y'all can just pick whatever you feel like for your axis. Oh. So I think that's how we should start out. So just pick some colors and materials that kind of match the vibe that you want to go for. Material 001. Yeah, it can get a little bit confusing, especially if you have a lot of materials, so naming them can be nice. Can be nice. Okay, so I'll make a new material for the top here, and I'll just call this one axe head. Okay, and I'll go for like a classic gray. Yeah, something like that. Sure. Axe head. Maybe this thing here, that could even be like a... How about we make that like a gold or something? Let's get creative. Gold. Okay, so like a warm tone. There. You can make it a little bit metallic if you feel like it. Okay. This one can be gold too, and then we can have like a red here. So red handle. Okay. Now I hope Oliver is not gonna be mad at me for butchering his work. It is beautiful. So wooden handle. It's a little bit warmer, a bit darker. Okay, just get some colors that you like. Gold, whoops. And then if you have a lot of time today, you can like add more stuff to it as well, right? So you can add like bandages to go around for like the grip or something like that. Lots of options here. So maybe I see the balance being a little bit off, but that's also not super interesting like this. What if this thing was made of wood? Is that crazy? what did I call it? Wooden handle. So wooden handle. Is it crazy to have that part made of wood? It's kind of cool though. Okay, let's just go with this for now. Okay, so here's the part where I'm gonna be the interactive streamer. How many of you all have gotten to something like this? You know, you don't have to be finished, but like, are you able to put materials on your axe and see it lit up in the render view? Have you gotten something where you can, like, you know, pick a color scheme basically? I have, so I'm gonna put my hand up in the chat. So let me see if y'all are getting as far. Okay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Epic. Okay, so next step is to find the actual object stuck on world. Can you elaborate a little bit more, Crimson Cat? Stuck on world how? If you're like out here somewhere and you can't find the object, you can click the home key on your keyboard. It'll take you home. Yeah. You can just click the home key on your keyboard. If you don't... Excuse me. If you don't happen to have the home key, you can go here to view and then frame all. That will also take you home. So view, frame all. Got lost in the menus. So like you can't. Okay, so you can click these tabs up here. Maybe just go to a different tab for now. So you could go to modeling, for example. And then essentially you have what you need here. You can just click the rendered view here. Something like that. If you have accidentally changed this to like a different menu, so like, I don't know, like the properties menu or something, top left, you can always change it back to 3D viewport. So let me know if that fixed any of your issues. Alright people, let's get to painting now. So if we want to add some of these detail, right, that we see, oh, very cool detail and all that. Hold up. So, well, we're not really going to be able to get any of that just by changing the material. It's simply not going to happen. So we're going to have to paint a little bit. And to paint in 3D, the way it works is, like, you gotta... Hold up. I got the example. Let me bring it up. This is the best example ever to kind of explain what I'm talking about. So, okay. Alright, so we got UV Santa Claus here. So the thing is about painting is that we have to store that paint information somewhere. And the way it works is that it's stored on like a square image on your PC. Okay? And you have to be able to tell your 3D model if you paint a Santa Claus on like an image in Photoshop or whatever it is, right? You have to be able to tell your 3D model that the face goes where the face is on the 3D model and the feet go where the feet is on the 3D model, right? Like, this could as well have been like the face being on the side of the head or underneath it or whatever, right? So somehow you need to map this 3D model to a 2D image to make sure that everything goes in the right place, okay? And this is what we call UV mapping. It's probably the most complex thing we'll do today. But other than that, we're just gonna be painting pretty much, okay? So if we go ahead with this axe head here. So to start off with, what up, Minatasa? Okay, Crimson Cat, are you okay? Did it fix anything? So we're gonna select it and go into UV editing. Okay, so this is where we make our UV maps. It kind of looks like it has some sort of UV map already. But just in case your axe doesn't at home, what you do is you go into UV editing, click U, and then just smart UV project, okay? Just auto UV it. And it looks like Oliver might have done this for us last time. But in case your own axe at home doesn't, then just do that. And to kind of illustrate what happened here is, now Blender has automatically mapped this axe head to like a square image. Yeah, okay, great. So you can see this square right here is gonna take the information right here on our image. So, oops, sorry, hold up. So if I take this image of my Santa Claus and just save it to my desktop, I can actually go open it up. I can open it up and now I can tell Blender, hey, instead of using this gray color as your base color, you can tell it to use an image texture instead. And now if you double click on your little Christmas guy in the back, you'll see that this place right here is gonna be where the face is. And sure enough, if we spin it around, that's where the face is. Okay, so if we wanted the face to fill out more, we could click Ctrl L to select length. We can scale up the UVs, and then you guys see it kind of maps in that sense, okay? So you all don't really need to get like a full understanding of what's going on here. It's just like super quick basic introduction. So all you need to know for this stream is just that you have to UV for Blender to know anything about where your painting goes, right? So if we wanted Santa Claus face right here, we just have to select these squares and put them on his face, and then we would have a little face here too. Alright, enough of that. Boop. Boop. Alright, so let's do the whole UV projection one more time, right? So you go from layout, it's your normal, whatever, this is here where we were picking the materials. You select something you want to UV unwrap, you go to UV editing. If everything is not selected already, which it should be, you can click A to select everything, click U on your keyboard or click UV up here, and then just select Smart UV Project, hit OK, and then it should do everything for you. Now, if we want to paint it in 3D, we can do that, and that's very cool. We just gotta go to the Texture Paint tab next. Okay. And just like with the image texture, we need to be texturing on an actual image file. So we have to create that, and we can do that right up here at the top. Just click texture slots, click the little plus icon here, and make a base color. And now we are making an image file with this as the name, okay? So you can select the size of it, and then the color it's just gonna have by default. Just select the gray and then click OK. And now we have an image file that we can actually paint on. And we can paint in 3D space as well as 2D space. So are these normals inverted? Okay, so quick little hot fix. So it looks like Oliver has accidentally inverted the normals, which is a way of saying the model is inside out. That is not great because this was not supposed to be a modeling stream. Okay, so to fix that issue, all you need to do is select the axe head, go into edit mode here, click A to select everything, and then click Alt N, flip. Okay. So to see what we're doing, you can turn on back face calling, but go into edit mode, click A to select everything, and then Alt N, flip. Okay. It's just gonna save us a little bit of a headache later. Sorry about that, people. And now when we paint on this side, the paint is not gonna go on the other side. So now we can go back, and now we have a paintable mesh. You can even see it in the render view here. So we just gotta select the axe head base color right there. Now we can see it with the light on it too. Alright, that was a little bit Shift N. Okay, well, great. So let's try that. So if it's like that, Shift N. You still gotta select everything. Shift N. Yeah. Okay, that was a lot, people. Like, it's a little bit of a mouthful to do this the first time, but after you've done it one time, like, it's not that big of a deal to do it for the other pieces. So just let me know if you are able to actually paint on your model and you see it fine, if you've gotten to this step. So hand up in the chat if you are fine and alive and have gotten to this step. So I did. I'll put my hand up. I do apologize about the normals being inverted. That's a little bit of a strange issue. Okay, great, great, great. If you do have issues with anything at this point, feel free to type in the chat. Let me know what the issue is. I'll do my very best to help out. Is there a shortcut to paint the whole thing without any gaps? So to like fill the whole thing with a color, you have different tools out here on the left. So you could click fill and then just click out here, and then it'll fill the whole thing. You can also paint on the side. When I paint the edge of my model, the whole edge gets painted. Could you describe that a little bit more? Like what happens? Like when you paint out here, maybe you need to UV unwrap it again. There might be a problem with the UVs. Alright, so let's try to do some painting, right? So let's see what kind of cool stuff we can do. So it's gonna be a little bit hard because we don't have layers and stuff like that. So if we wanted to do real intricate painting like this, we would want layers and all that jazz. And I'm just gonna be using my mouse for now. So let's see. Okay, so we're gonna have this dark area here and then maybe like a lighter edge. So you can color pick right here, the pipette. Just select this color there. Then we can make it a little bit lighter. We can just paint in this edge. And it's not gonna be the prettiest thing in the world. I've already accepted that reality, but I think we should just have fun with it. We're gonna try our damn hardest. And you can also click X to switch around the colors, right? So if you select the background color here and then the lighter color here, you can paint and then click X and then basically paint in with the background color. It's gonna look like that. It's a handy little trick. Okay, so let's pick an even lighter color, see if we can't get some edge on this thing. Maybe a little bit lighter even. So gonna make some edge wear. So I'm just using the default. If you have a pen display right now, would be a very good time to bring that out. So if you want to color pick, the best way to do it is out here in the 2D view, because in the 3D view that color will be affected by light and all sorts of stuff, so you won't get an accurate color pick. So let me use my tablet here. So the controls for the tablet are exactly the same. You're just gonna be using this little button here on your pen instead of the middle mouse. So click it to rotate, shift click to move around, control click to zoom in and out. F to increase and decrease your brush size. And then we just start painting away. See how I keep clicking X to invert. Okay. Give it a little bit of edge wear here. Should automatically duplicate to the other side, and it does. Then we can paint it in. Make sure to make it look a little bit random, right? You don't want to make it repeat too much. That would look boring. And we don't want boring. None of that. None of that boring stuff. Okay, okay, okay. Come on, people. We gotta make Oliver proud. You know, he put in this effort to make a cool axe for us. So we gotta make it cooler with the textures. Alright, okay. It's Fair enough, fair enough. Let's fill in a little bit of this. Could add a little bit of that kind of thing here. So clicking X and like taking away is a very good option here. You can kind of get some sharper lines and all that good stuff. Okay, and now we can go a little bit darker too and kind of brush in these crevices, so you can almost imagine these being like little places on the surface where it's gone up, right? So we can kind of enhance that effect by darkening a little bit here. Okay, and I'm just gonna color pick the color pick right here. Okay, also don't want to overdo it too much. Okay, I hope you all are having fun right now, doing a little bit of painting. So if you've painted stuff before, that's gonna help you out. If you haven't, you're completely new, which means you're learning something new as well, so that's also cool, right? Everybody's winners on the stream, let's go. Okay, sick. And maybe I'll go ahead and do a little bit of a brighter highlight up here. Can I go that bright? Okay, I can. Okay, so we can also just break up this edge a little bit if we feel like it. How does that look? Nah, that doesn't look good. That does not look good. But what we can do is we can make... Let's try to make this kind of like cut in right here. CADA looks sick. Can we do it on the outside too, maybe, perhaps? Or is that gonna look strange? Let's try. So it's all about experimenting here. Sure, something like that. It's gonna integrate it a little bit better. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Maybe we can add a little bit of like some secondary unevenness to this. Hey, how y'all doing, people? You guys able to paint something? Something? Okay. Alright, hand up in the chat. Are you guys doing okay? I'm kind of doing okay. I'm kind of having fun. Hand up in the chat. Are you guys able to actually get to paint something on the model? Is that like going okay? Managed to paint a bit? Okay, okay. Alright, great, 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 great. Let's try to give it that little gold rim then. I think that would be cool. I am texturing, but in 2D. Okay. So you're drawing or something like that, Catherine? That is also cool. Now this rim might be a little bit difficult. So this might be a time where it's easier to actually do it in the 2D window, perhaps. Let's see. Huh. I appreciate that. Kim, Patrick. Hope you can join again soon. Okay, maybe we have to rethink this, huh? Let's see, let's see. What is a good way of going about this? I think we just have to struggle here. Like, we could do a bunch of smart stuff, but we don't want to be smart right now. We just want to texture paint and chill. So we just pick something that looks like gold. You know, ideally you would want to make this part more shiny than the rest, right? Because you want to make it feel like gold and all that. We'll do that another time, probably not today. Okay. So this is the part where having layers and other tools and stuff would be very nice, but we're just gonna rough it out with what we have to keep the stream super simple. So I'm gonna click X here to use the background color and try to clean up my line a little bit to not make it hurt my soul so much to look at. From a distance, perhaps. I hope so too, but I'm ready for filming on the space project next week. Right, cool. Is there a way to color pick? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You just click your color right here, eyedropper, and then you can color pick. I would always recommend color picking from the left side, just because the right side has lighting information on it, so that so if you were to pick this color here, it would be a lot darker than if you actually pick the color out here on the left. Okay. This one's being a little bit annoying. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, good enough. I will not use I love Substance and I use Substance for painting myself. But Substance is paid and this stream is free for everybody, so we're gonna be using Blender. But Blender is also okay for painting, especially if you get some plugins for it. It's fantastic. Or it can be, I think. Alright, let's see if we can make some kind of gold pattern on here now that we're already on it. But first I'll paint a little bit of a back, kind of, I don't know, something. Okay. Oops, what happened? Okay, just want it a little bit darker. Substance is great, you know, you got your layers and everything in there, you got your generators. So for people that are wondering what that Substance thing is, it's just like another painting software. The blade edge is actually sculpted. On this thing it might be, yeah. But on ours it is just painted. And that's okay. That is okay. Alright, so we can just kind of make up our own pattern. I'll get inspired from my reference, but feel free to... Oh, it's like some kind of weave. Okay, I'm not gonna have the brain capacity to do a weave right now, so I'll just freestyle some shapes here and just say it is old mythic. Old mythic writing. Okay, sick. Okay, we can sort of darken this a little bit. Can paint in some corners. So this is one of those things that's a little bit difficult to do without layers, I gotta be honest, but we are champions people and we will persevere and we will try our best. Don't let not having layers stop you from achieving your dreams. Right. Okay, kinda cool. Kinda cool. It's not uber duper super cool. It's kind of cool. Alright, see ya. Work calls, yeah. Why does it feel so dark all of a sudden? I lost that color. Okay, let's go color pick it. Okay, pretty dope. Now I'm on second thinking, should this middle part be wood or not? How about we come back to that part? Let's move on to the stuff down here then. So if we forgot how to do that, we gotta re-UV. So select our little guy here, go to UV editing, smart UV project, there we go. Texture paint mode, gotta add an image texture, wooden handle base color, all good with me, but we don't want that color. You can go in here and color, or just copy the hex code of the color that you have. So every color has a code specific to that. Just Control C that one, add a base color, and then you can copy in that code right here. Click OK, and now you can just paint. Okay. Gotta go a little bit lighter here. A lot lighter. There we go. That already feels a lot better. Just giving it that simple gradient can really do a lot sometimes. Okay, I'm going with a dark brush here, make some, okay, maybe not that dark, come on guys, let's be realistic. Might be easier actually to paint out here. Kind of get that. Okay, it looks fairly good. Then we can go in with a lighter color. Way lighter. I know what, that part is actually not that bad. Okay. So if we want to have a different texture on this one up here, we gotta add a new material just for the sake of ease right here. So I'll call it wooden top. UV editing, go U, smart UV project, texture paint, add a new texture. Can copy in the wooden material we had from before, click OK, go. Okay, we can change stuff about our brush here. So there's the fall off and stuff like that. So that was not what I intended. Okay, something like that, sure. Where that, boop. Just getting those base gradients down actually does a lot. Okay. I wonder. I can't really do that. I wonder if I should make that top thing something else than wood. How are we doing on time? We're actually doing okay, huh? Alright, let's just move on to this little red handle thing here. Oops. Select that. Go to UV editing, smart UV project, texture paint, add a new texture to it. That okay. Oh, that was so dark. Why is it so dark? Okay, there we go. Again, we can give that a little gradient just to add a little something something. Thank you, Clarissa. Okay, not too much though. That's gonna look ridiculous. Fair enough, something like that. And then should we make it so we got those grooves spinning around it? Did I not just UV unwrap this? Okay, I'm just gonna... yeah, rush it a little bit. Fair enough. Kinda cool, kinda cool. Let's get some color on the rest too. So you can also, if you know how to go into edit mode, you can go into edit mode here, click U, Smart UV Project. So tap to go into edit mode, U, Smart UV Project. Okay. You can add a different material for these. Just copy this. You can also join them together. I'll do that. So I'll just select both of them, click Ctrl J. Actually, I'll select the bottom two because I know they're all supposed to be the same kind of material. Hit all of them with a Smart UV Project. So now they're all on the same kind of texture, if that makes sense. Go into texture paint and now we can add a texture to all of them. Okay, now we can paint away. Okay, I think it's kind of cool with this purple tint. Okay, I think that looks sick, to be honest. Okay, maybe not from that angle. Yep. Okay. I think at this point all that's left is to make the top part look good, because that one looks a little bit jank right now. Gotta be honest, it's not doing it for me. So let's figure out what we can do about that part here. So if we give it a gold, kind of sick. And maybe that works. What about a gray? I like the gold the most. So I'm gonna make a new material and call it gold top here. And you can copy the gold material from underneath and click paste material if you need to. So it did not work. I did not save. My Blender just crashed. My Blender just crashed. That is so painful. Well, oh no, one more goes to the graveyard, the Blender crash graveyard. What is happening? Oh. no recovery file too. Well, okay, so that means I have more time for you all, I guess. That is so sad. Okay, well, is there a little axe emote? Axe in the chat. One axe for a fallen axe. One axe for a fallen axe. What a disaster. I'm sad about that. Rest in peace. Well, it's a good lesson for everybody, which is kind of the whole idea of the stream, right? To teach. So remember to save often. Hold up. Oh, I'm just gonna, oh my god, this pains me. This definitely pains me. Alright, since we are getting kind of close to the end of the stream, you all can take pictures of what you have. A glass material, yes, I can do that. I can do that. Can I do that? I think I can do that. Let's see. But yeah, for the rest of y'all, we are getting kind of close to the stream, so what I like to do at the end of the stream is just to look through everybody's work on the Discord. So let me just link that real quick. So we have a great channel right here called 3D Bootcamp. And people post work, it's really awesome. We have a little community going here. You just post whatever it is that you've made today. It doesn't have to be finished at all. Unfinished work is completely fine too. I love to see it. So I'll hit you all with an invite here. And y'all can join and then post stuff whenever you feel like it. And I'll look through it in like a couple minutes. So let's see if we can make like a glass material together. Okay. Let's call this one glass. Okay. Let's put some light in here. Maybe a sun. And then for glass, one thing that's important is you gotta switch over to cycles, because glass is like a very, you know, you need that realistic kind of look for it to work proper. What happens if you just go transmission? Now I must say that it has actually been a while since I did do a glass material in Blender. Let's see, there is one here called glass. And that's it, and then you have your settings in here. So if you just want like a basic glass material, that's how you do it. So there's different shaders, right? You just have like the base color, basic color one. You have your multi-purpose one, the one we've been using so far, and then you have your glass right here. Okay, your roughness is basically how frosted your surface is gonna be. So if you don't want that faceted look, you can, hold up, default is, so right click, oops, right click, shade smooth. That thing here. Can turn on the denoiser, and then obviously glass is heavy. So it'll take a little bit to render that out. Yeah. Okay, so okay, I see Katrin did something cool. I'll look at it in a second. Got my eyes somewhere else. I'm looking for a screenshot from the stream to share with everybody. Oh, it's so sad. I wish it didn't crash. Okay, so copy. So the way to copy or screenshot something, if you want to share it, let's say I wanted to share this right here. You can click Windows Shift S to get your snippet out. And then after you've snipped something, you can just go straight to the Discord chat and then click Control V, and then you'll copy it in there. It's really that simple. If hotkeys aren't your thing, you can search for snippet, snip, and then it's right there, or clip if you're on Danish thing. Clip it back to it, just select it, click new, and then you can just drag, and then Control C in the Discord chat. So I'll post my thing now, and I'll just say, thanks for joining today's stream. This is what I made today. Hope you all learned something. Sadly, I learned that I do need to remember to save as my Blender crashed, and this is the best screenshot I could find from the stream. Sad. Okay, there we go. It's very cool, Katrin. Got that spider web. That's very cool. Is it your own design? It's very nice. I want to see that in 3D. Maybe you do it like for a game model, like you do these as alpha cards or something. Very nice. Of course, y'all are welcome. Lineage 2 weapon. It kind of looks like one of those, like any, not old, but you know, like a little bit older MMORPG kind of weapons. That's what it reminds me of. Like Perfect World or something like that. How can you export images? So, let's say we're texturing this little monkey head here. So, texture paint, add a texture slot, base color, monkey base color. Okay. So we can paint on this little guy, whatever. Okay, so this image you can actually save it, and you guys should all remember to save all your images, because you don't want to lose it next time you open up Blender. But you can just save it right here, save as, and then you can put it on your desktop, monkey base, whatever. So if I go on my desktop, I have this monkey base color right here. And you can put this into Substance Painter like you would any other texture. You could put it on a fill layer, on the base color, something like that. And it will read it fine. Oh shit, people are posting. It's very nice. That's like spot on to what Oliver made. There's a lot of cool ones from that week too. These ones are sick. This one was really cool. Really cool. It's very sweet, Lorena. Very sweet. Oh. Didn't want me to click that. It kind of looks like a kid that has like a Disney princess themed Halloween costume cosplay, something like that, along those lines, right? Like a little fucking plastic thing. It's actually very adorable, so I'll give you a heart. Good job on following along today. And guys, if you have stuff, just post it. Like, it doesn't have to be finished or anything like that. I just like to see stuff, and it feels nice that I get to see that people followed along a little bit and learned something, right? Like, we have plenty of unfinished work as well, the sculpting and the Unreal streams and all that, so do not worry about that. It's all good. Man, I'm really sad about my thing crashing. Maybe we can texture this monkey instead. So for the people that have been here before, how was it texturing a prop compared to texturing a whole scene? Like, was it okay? Was it fun? Was it too much? Or like, was it too daunting? Whoa, sick! That's cool. Nice, good job. That's awesome, I like the color scheme. Great job on that. Get a pat on the back for that one. That's nice. Yeah, it's really cool, man. Good job. I like it a lot. You know, all these models, they could use some roughness variation, right? So if you do these textures for real in something like Substance Painter, you would make sure that like the gold is more shiny, and then maybe the stuff behind the gold obviously is not as shiny. It's like more rough kind of material. Because right now all our stuff is suffering. Oh shit. Mine as well. Suffering a little bit from that. It doesn't look that real because the light hits it all the same, right? But if you had like metalness and roughness textured under too, like it would look a lot more real, kind of. Alright people, so if you have something, now is the time to post it. Let me know in the chat if you're still bump maps. Yeah, if you want to make it look like a cinematic kind of thing, then yeah, you could add like little bump maps too. But like even normal maps or something would be enough, especially for if it's supposed to be a game asset or whatever it is, right? Hearts out to y'all in chat too. Okay, if you have something coming up, let me know in the chat. I can wait for a couple more minutes. If not, I'll be calling the stream kind of soon-ish. In Substance Painter, you can just like texture with normals as well, right? You can add some kind of height variation in the normal map, because it's just gonna break up that light that comes shining on it. It's just gonna break it up. That's kind of what makes it look a little bit fake on mine as well. But this would be good for like a more stylized game, maybe simpler style. Okay, people, okay. It is about that time again. Sadly, it is. I actually thought it was very fun painting Oliver's prop. I wish I could have finished it, but sadly it crashed. It is what it is. I hope you all learned something from today, at least. Even if you didn't get to post it in the chat, I hope you still learned something trying it out on your own and all that. That's gonna be it from me for today. I see someone is typing in the chat. Is there gonna be a last submission before I go? But anyways, I do see it. Oh my god, wait, I'm sorry. I was about to do the outro, but this one is actually really cool. So I'll look at that one. That's sick. Nah, that is sick. This kind of looks like it would belong to a kind of like a mythical forest being, right? Maybe like a druid mixed with a Taurus or something like that. Is that what they're called? Taurus? I don't know. Like a druid warrior or something like that. It looks sick. It's like very foresty, organic, but then mixed with the kind of brutal axe head. Very good job. Pat on the back. That's nice. Oh shit, there's more. Wait. Renan with this sci-fi looking one. Cool. That is sick. What the heck? It's kind of like if Star Wars took a different kind of path, you know? Instead of the lightsabers, they just went heavy with it. The axes instead. That's sick, man. Good job. Good job, good job. Pat on the back. Now this is nice. We got a lot of different ones to stream. That's cool. This could all be like skins in some kind of game, right? That's sick. Alright, good job people, good job, good job. I'll keep going with the outro. So I'll be here again next week, same time, same place. We'll be doing the Unreal Engine stream. That one is fun, so remember to be there. I'll see you all later. Goodbye. Have a good rest of your evening. I hope you all enjoyed as much as I did. Bye bye. See you people.